This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Virtual Off-Road Racing is brought to you by Sparco, Lawrence Equipment, Dirt Sports World. This is Virtual Off-Road Racing. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Virtual Off-Road Pro 2 Championship here at Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park. I am Austin. I'm joined by Peyton Hill, and you're here live watching Racecraft TV.
Man, it's going to be an exciting race today. I'm kind of new to this whole set, Pro 2s and Pro 4 championships, but I'm excited to be here and be watching these today and seeing this really quick course take place.
Yeah, Wild Horse Pass, very interesting of a track. It's the shortest track on here, half a mile. I know we got some half-mile magic in NASCAR, but this is the real half-mile magic. We're able to fit 4 corners and some that go right within a half mile, and I gotta be honest, this is one of my favorite short courses in all of the iRacing short course lineup, because it's so small, it's so compact, anything can happen here. We got some big jumps, we got a great rhythm section, and this place is just an absolute dream to run and race. We got hairpins, we got jumps, rhythm section. It's very tricky to get right on the money, and we're currently here in qualifying, so let's get out up there on track and see how everyone's doing.
Yeah, currently looking at the 4 car here, Cole Ashlock. I think he's throwing down his qualifying time. I forget how, I think it's a 10-minute qualifying session, but I don't know how many laps you're able to put in.
We were given 4 laps of qualifying, and Cameron Peterson is currently sitting on the provisional pole right now as he heads around turn 3, and we're going to ride fully on board of Cameron Peterson as he takes us on our Sparco Lawrence Equipment and Dirt Sports World on board here at Wild Horse Pass. Coming over the jump past the starting line, through the drop down and heading into turn 1, riding up onto that bank right there, getting all the throttle down, and he's actually going to give up on that lap right as we go to there. Thank you, Cameron, for being a swell person. Let's go over to Josh, as I believe he's starting his lap. Yes, he is. But I'm going to go away. But, you know, he might finish this up lap. So let's stay on board with him. As Josh Edmondson, Connor's teammate, takes it into turn 1. A lot of throttle right there. Rear wheel driving these Pro 2 trucks, unlike the 4-wheel drive Pro 4. underneath the first kicker jump and then jumping it into the hairpin, getting all the way to those signs on the apex, and he's off on this lap. We'll get one soon.
We'll get one of them for sure.
You know, Zachary Trapkin, he's in that same spot. So let's just lead off with this. Trapkin up on the apex, underneath the Lucas Oil side, and then takes the jump into the only right-hander on the course. Very tricky to get this right. Very easy to send one up the inside to the rhythm section through the whoops, and then it's a massive banked left-hander. A lot of camber through here, but don't run down onto the apex because you can hook a wheel over the jump, and that is a very tattered lap of Wild Horse Pass, featuring 3 different cars.
Hey, you gotta feature them all, you know, get them all going.
I know.
Now the crazy thing about that one sweeper on that apron, that's that little rut or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of them at this track. When they first released this track, I ended up rolling in 2nd place when I tried to enter that corner on the last lap, and that sucked.
Oh, Peyton,
Feet
no.
from the finish line turtled. It kind of sucked, yeah.
Felix
But
Wall right there, stopping it in turn 3. As this is Keaton Swain through the hops, having a little DeLorean magic right there. Throttling down in that massive bank and over the jump. And currently 16 drivers on the board right now. We got 17 currently in the session. Bodie Cryer has not put down a lap. I don't even think he's going to be qualifying for this race. But Virtual Off-Road Racing Series, very fun. Nobody makes it in on qualifying. You have to race yourself in there. And currently, in the heats, it'll be the top 6 events. And then we head over to our last chance qualifier. You have to race in to get into the series, too. You aren't in here automatically. You have to qualify for the series.
How do you qualify for the series?
Well, you go into the Virtual Off-Road Racing Discord, and in the off-season, they have the qualifiers.
Oh.
And they judge you not on just your finishing position. You have to race cleanly and show that you can race around other people, and then you will be allowed to race with us here in the Virtual Off-Road Racing Series, as Edmondson and the Jim Beaver Esports team, they've been split by James Ambrosius in 2nd place.
Ooh, split. Doesn't that puts them right behind each other on the grid, right?
Yeah, if this is where they qualify, yes, it will put them exactly nose to tail with each other. But more information on qualifying. You have to race around each other cleanly. You have to finish well, and boom, you're in. And then you have to qualify for the race. Which, there isn't a 100% rule that I know of, but that qualifier series is where it goes. This series is officially recognized by iRacing, too, which is even the coolest part.
Being recognized by something like iRacing is definitely something to be proud of, especially for having a league that can do something like this. I'm excited for some of the racing to see tonight with how tight this track can get, especially with seeing how big it is to try to pass with these types of trucks.
Yeah, this is
It's going to
Brady
be
Shermonte.
very interesting.
Very. No, he goes into
very
the wall.
close to that Geico.
Yeah, very close to that Geico ad for Nick Nowak right there. Bryce Semino, a Florida Gator, or used to be known as a Florida Gator, a different series. He's running a much different paint right now. All black in that general tire, black and red. Qualifying is coming to an end. The only one out there is Cameron Peterson and Cole Ashlock right now. Cole, I gotta love. You cannot not love Cole Ashlock's paint.
Oh, you have to.
You have to. It's just not American if you don't.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely not. In this sport, come on now.
Yeah, Cameron Peterson, last one out there, but qualifying is over as everyone has put in their laps, and now we're just waiting. We're in a little holding pattern right now.
We wait for the grids and everything to take place. Now, how big does temperature affect this track? And I'm sure the lines change.
Absolutely, it is pro trucks, and the lines do change throughout the race. That blue groove forms up, and everything can really turn on its head, but really the temperature is just ambient temperature. 72 degrees in the air, 88 degrees in the dirt. The temperature doesn't really affect the tires that much. You don't get a lot of wear and tear on these. I will have to ask Josh on some more specifics out there, but the moisture level in the dirt is also really important. So 49% humidity. This track is a little bit sticky out there. And that track state will be adjusting throughout the race, but I can tell you it's going to be, that blue curve is going to form up a lot heading into this finals. But currently in qualifying, it's Cameron Peterson on provisional pole, James Ambrosius and Josh Edmondson, followed by Felix Waugh right behind them in 4th place. Those are your top 4, and they alternate. So we are looking at 8-car heats.
8-car heats are going to be pretty big. And now, how many people transfer? I believe it's
6.
6. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have 2 people.
It's pretty much the entire field's gonna be making it into the finale. It actually is gonna be the entire field making it into the finale, because it's 6 making it in through heat 1, 6 making it into heat 2, and then 4 from from the last chance qualifier. So this is just gonna be
track position.
Yeah, this is all gonna be track position right now. So it's going to be a very small grid here today compared to what we've seen at Bark River. But Cameron Peterson and Josh Edmondson for Jim Beaver Esports will be starting up on the front row here in heat number 1. That's going to be a story to follow out throughout the day, because where they finish is going to be affecting where they grid if they make it into the finale. Keaton Swain and Gary Green in the second row, followed by Braden Sharamonte and Jack Bucher, followed by Mikey Lawrence, Trevor Teal, and Buddy Cryer, who did not set a lap time at the back of this 9-car grid here for heat number 1 of the virtual off-road racing series Pro 2 Championship, presented by Sparco, Lawrence Equipment, and Dirt Sports World, your voice for off-road.
So we sit here patiently waiting for this grid to begin and take off and pace for what they have. It's gonna be a quick little heat though. So
9 laps to go, and no caution laps, no competition caution here. So it's going to be a very easy going here as Cameron Peterson leads them off. And a reminder, the top 6 advance to the finale, and it's the Jim Beaver Esports 1-2 here in heat number 1. We also have all of our favorite views up here. We got the drone camera following the field as well. Very nice to see that throughout everybody, and it's always fun to watch these races from the drone. We're currently focusing on that 24 of Jack Bucher and that Exalta Rainbow Pepsi machine. And let's follow Keaton Swain as we get ready to run and go here at Wild Horse Pass. Let's get wild, baby. It's virtual off-road racing series time here on Racecraft TV, and it's green. Cameron Pearson gets a great jump as we fly over beneath the first hill. Keaton Swain up onto the inside of the 920 of Gary Green, and Swain has got the Shona the bumper right there. Keaton Swain's made his way up into 3rd.
We already got some big movers trying to send it in on the inside through this first hairpin. We're getting a little crazy here, battling for 3rd. This track position is going to be huge when it comes to the main event, so I do not blame him trying to go 3 wide.
Oh no, Sharamonte's hung up. Brady Sharamonte is hung up on the Yamaha racing machine, racing K-Rail, as it's Keaton Swain, the unkind esports machine of Gary Green, racing nose to tail right now.
Getting a little sideways going over that jump, but hey, in motocross they could scrub. Why can't they scrub in this, you know?
Oh, they're going to absolutely scrub it all which ways. They're going to wax on, wax off, and give it a little bump and run. Maybe a little touch of the touche right there.
Yeah, there's definitely not a shy side of contact in this type of racing. That's just well known all the way through, but As you can see the different lines through those whoops, it seems that on the right side it seems a little flatter, but you're also not getting that inside entry on the corner.
It does flatten out on different sides. It doesn't flatten out through the race, unfortunately, or else it's gonna be very crazy if you're a fan of the Racecraft TV. We do have a short course endurance series, Enduro Cross, which goes freaking forever. And I must say, if they had a track evolution where the whoops get taken away throughout the race, I would love to see that come here and just see the massive rut that forms through them.
Yeah, if they could somehow find a way to add that into the tracks, that would be very interesting.
But speaking of tracks, new tracks here on iRacing right now, as the closest battle is with Gary Green and Keaton Swain right now. We do have one back there for the final transfer spot between Braden Shiramonte and Mikey Lawrence. Both of them already in. The one that is not is Jack Bucher right now in that 24.
Like we said, yeah, top 6 advanced, 4 to go.
Look at how far it goes, all the way to the left, and Lawrence! Lawrence is stalled out on the massive berm, and he's hooked over that little, he's just hooked over that little move, and that is Mikey Lawrence holding off with 4 laps to go, down in 7th place. Let's get a Racecraft TV replay here of the Lawrence equipment. Haas CNC parts 85. We go over the whoops. He just caught a bad bounce right there, and around he went. And there goes that 24.
That 24 almost caught the dang big wall right there. That could have been sketchy. Those whoops seem like
they're really giving him
a lot of victims.
Yeah, the Haas factory outlet Lawrence equipment machine. Struggling through those whoops right there. Looks like a car down in Baja 500, which is where some of our drivers are right now. And it's where Dave Arnold is right now as well. That's why Peyton is here, filling your ears with these lovely tones of his voice. And Peyton's going to talk you through these final 2 laps.
As we're right on board with Mikey Lawrence, he's been trying to chase down Jack Bruker for a minute. But it doesn't seem that he's got a ways to go, but anything can happen. Like we said, who knows? Bruker can make a mistake as Mikey Lawrence goes over that start-finish line table for the last couple times of this heat. Through this little rhythm section of course, sailing it into this hairpin. Looks like he might be making a little bit of ground up on Jack Bruker as he heads down this hill off that pretty insane looking jump, actually.
Ooh,
but here comes
Shiramonte's
the sketchy part. These whoops.
Shiramonte had a little bit of a stall out ahead of Bucher. So Bucher's got a good run, as you got a fan in chat who pulled it over and retired and just started watching the broadcast. Trevor Teal has joined us in chat as the checker web flay.
The checkered flag waves here for Cameron Peterson and Josh Edmondson.
I'm having a stroke over here. I don't know what's happening. Cameron Peterson, Josh Edmondson advanced to the final, followed by Keaton Swain and Gary Green. Brandon Shiramonte takes it into the air and into the finale, and followed by Jack Bucher in 24th. In the 24, in 6th place, and they advance to the final. Mikey Lawrence, Trevor Chu, and Bodie Cryer will be going on to the last chance qualifier. As we get ready for our next grid, it's James Ambrosius starting up on pole, followed by Felix Waugh, Zach Drapkin in 3rd for Ambush Esports, followed by Cole Ashlot, Connor Parise, Nick Nowak, Bryce Semino, and Nathan Mexton.
Crazy names in here. Definitely stacked here.
Stacked it is. We got another Jim Beaver Esports car, but he's farther down the field than we're used to seeing them. We're usually seeing drivers like, well, all the other Jim Beaver Esports drivers up near the front, but Connor Parise, is currently down there in 6th place, so he's got a good. What is Felix doing? He's just warming up the tires. But yeah, the iRacing pace truck coming down turn 3.
Yeah. Curious to see how this race will play out. It seems a little bit more now that they're back and stacked up. These starts are kind of insane.
Well, they're all bunched up. They're already making contact right now. Ambrosius and Wah rubbing wheels, and they're ready to rub some dirt in each other's face. Green, green, green here at Wild Horse for heat number 2.
Look at that, almost sending 4 wide through the first corner. These first corners are quite insane, but there is a lot of contact already battling for this top 5 group right here.
Yeah, Zachary Drapkin looking down the inside. Cole Ashlock and Connor Parise. Parise looking on the outside right now. Cole Ashlock trying to hang it around there. Drapkin getting the doors a little banged up right now. And it's a bad bounce. Wall is around. Did a full pirouette right there. That would get him qualified for the Olympic diving team. I can guarantee you that right now as the qualifiers going on. But the amazing part is Wall is still in advancing position right now after recovering from that.
Yeah, not only that, but Connor Parise actually took advantage of this mistake and made a pass on Cole Ashlock.
Yeah, Connor Parise, biggest mover so far in this race, up 2 spots, sitting in 3rd right now. This would be great for Jim Beaver Esports if all their drivers get onto the front row, or just the 1, 2, and 3 in qualifying. But with 6 laps to go, Connor Parise's next target is Zach Drapkin. And Connor, being a rallycross driver, you have to adapt to a few things outside of small cars that go burr to big trucks that go burr.
Yeah, definitely heavier and definitely things that bounce a little bit more than your cars. But look at these whoops, definitely causing a few victims already today, and might even cause a little bit more, causing the 56 to actually lose a little bit of time there to Connor Parise.
Let's right on board of Connor right now as he's closing in on Zach Drapkin. Oh, big hit right there. You can really damage the car, and I believe he just did. You can see the front right of the car just a little bit bent off of our camera. And, well, he bottomed out the car right there, and that suspension will be a little bit damaged. You can damage your steering right there, as it's an early turn off the whoop for Connor Parise as he's still chasing down Zach Drapkin. Fastest lap of the race to Felix Waugh, down in 5th place now as he's chasing this pack.
Not only chasing the pack, but definitely trying to hold off those transfer positions for a possible starting position for the main. These starting positions are definitely going to be insane because as they settle out, look at how hard it is to pass. You haven't seen very... Oh, that was definitely not the way to go to try to gain some time.
Now, Watt really hard off that jump, and a big whoop problem right there as they continue on. Zach Drapkin in that 56. Come back. Everyone is still chasing him. Outlets, I love this rear view camera. You can see how much dirt is flying in their face right there. And the amount of chasing trucks behind them is just very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, the crazy thing about these Pro 2... Oh, watch Connor Parise getting a little bit of contact entering the whoops there. But the crazy thing about these trucks is the amount of throttle control that are needed to keep these things under you.
2 laps to go.
Yeah, with 2 laps to go, these drivers seem very, very consistent with their times, but with each other as well. How far do you go for that track position?
As far as you need to. This is a a very easy transfer spot. Only top 6 advance, but going into that final, it's going to be a much longer race. You do have competition caution in the middle of it, so you will have a chance to re-rack and restack. White flag is out right now, so if you're just thinking of the championship-wise, you might want to go just a little bit longer out there. Just be a little bit more courteous. Get into the final, and then all hands are on deck. All gloves are off, and we're ready for a barroom brawl fight. And for these rallycross drivers that are new here, they are completely polar opposites. Right there, Ashlock sends it into the side of Connor Parise. And he's trying to go for the switchback as Ambrosius takes the win here. Ashlock, Parise, side by side over the jump is going to go to Parise. Followed by Ashlock.
Whoa,
and Felix Waugh underneath it. He's going to park it up on the Yamaha Racing K-Rail right there. Nick Nowak comes home in 5th, followed by Bryce Semino in 6th. Zach Drapkin, and Zach Drapkin got listed as out. What happened to Zach? Something happened to Zach Drapkin on that final lap. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're just never gonna find out.
The internet might have caused to come out.
Well,
pull out Zach Drapkin, which puts Connor Parise in 2nd for that. Anyway, here's our lineup for, I believe this is the LCQ.
Yes, it is. Last chance qualifier, Mikey Lawrence, Nathan Mexton, Trevor Teal, and Zach Drapkin with Bodie Crack. I don't believe Bodie is in the session anymore, but it is a 4-car shootout right now. Top 4 advance.
No. Yeah, Beauty Crier is not in the session.
Yeah, so
I believe he might have only registered.
Yep. Okay. Well, top 4 are advancing. There are 4 cars on the grid. There are 3 cars on the grid, so everyone's getting in. This is just all about where everyone's going.
Even the people that aren't in, maybe. I don't know.
Drapkin's currently leading that fight.
Who's in? Who's not in?
Crier.
Okay.
It's a 6-lap advance, so you want to run aboard Trevor Teal right now. He's got a good view. He's got his own little roll, and I love that little medallion he's got on his car.
Right. He definitely has a pretty looking car there.
And there is our onboard view of Trevor Teal. And that 72, he likes to mix helmets and driving suits. Not sure which driving suit that is, but it's dark. As the Fox Machine 19 machine of Mexican takes it to green, and it's green here in the last chance qualifier. Mexican takes an early lead. Lawrence right behind, Trevor Teal right behind, and yeah, 1, 2, 3 right now, and it kind of looks like a practicing session.
It does look like a practicing session, but there's definitely rewards to wherever you finish in this. That track position's pretty big, but honestly, you might want the track position in the LCQ might not be that big, because if you start in the back, no matter what, you can avoid that big wreck that might be in turn with 1 or 2.
We got a fox hunt now. Zach Drapkin is back on track. He's going to try to close everyone down. He is being listed as a lap down, though.
He is a lap down.
Well, he got out before they actually lapped him. No, wait, no, they lapped him in the formation lap. That is true.
Yep.
So, Drapkin is a lap down, unfortunately, but he will be making it into the final. He has traveled more ground than Bodie Crier. So, congrats to his pit crew.
Yes. That pit crew definitely coming in handy. The 19 of Nathan Matroxen is
that toxin. Yeah, I don't know why I've been messing up his name.
Where have you been?
Okay, I don't know where I've been.
Nathan Matroxen out in the lead. Really, this whoever wins on this, you might actually get some motivation to just try to push it in the main too.
He'll be starting 13.
But yeah, starting this deep into the field, it doesn't really matter where you finish. But it definitely helps. Maybe that 1 extra spot can definitely help when entering turn 1 or.
Yeah, we'll give you the jump into the start of this race, and big case for Mikey Lawrence right there. He lost his spot to transfer to the finale. in the woods right now. So let's see if that Haas factory outlet Lawrence equipment machine can really capitalize on this chance and really get ahead of Nathan Toxin. I did it again.
You get into a role with saying a name, it kind of just sticks. So
This is true. I usually commentate a Formula series on Sundays, and I get a bunch of Polish drivers, and you could just tell those horror stories.
yeah, look at that!
Oh, what
Mikey Lawrence now in the lead.
It happened to Metoxin! It happened to
Look at
Metoxin!
Teal back there. He's getting a little crazy too.
Here's the replay of what happened. Now, this was smart by Mikey Lawrence. Lawrence went to the very right of the jumps, of the whoops, and then Metoxin did exactly what Lawrence did in round 1.
Watch Teal. He's getting all crazy.
And Trevor Teal is down in 4th place now. He's been passed by Zach Drapkin.
Zach Drapkin is no longer on a lap down. I believe that was just a glitch in iRacing.
And with 3 laps to go. Oh, there goes Metoxin! Metoxin's in the pit lane!
That could have been a penalty, too.
He didn't cross the yellow cones right there, but the Toxin has dropped down to 3rd with 2 laps to go. Oh, and it's a key case to jump! Oh, he compressed those springs. And, oh, this has gone all the way down for Nathan Metoxin.
Now, can Trevor Teal actually jump on this before all these mistakes? He's clearly made up a lot of ground here.
He's got he's got 1.5 laps to go. He definitely can. And this would be a good learning curve for Trevor Teal, being a rallycross driver. And, coming up onto those whoops, just got hung up right there. But he's learning this track, learning these trucks, but the rear-wheel drive Pro 2 is much more difficult to handle than the Pro 4s. White flag in the air.
Trevor Teal is definitely not used to these rear-wheel drive cars, as he does drive the Subaru in the rallycross.
Subi for life, just saying. Mikey Lawrence coming around. Turn 4, over the jump. Mikey Lawrence in that 85 takes the last chance qualifier victory and advances to the finale, as well as Zach Drapkin finishing home in 2nd place. It's completing the Fox Hunt. I gotta say, that was a charge by Zach Drapkin right there. Trevor Teal coming home in 3rd, and Nathan Mexton is he's parked in the pits. Well, we got 5 minutes right now, a little bit of a warm-up going on. You're here watching the virtual off-road racing series presented by Sparco, Lawrence Equipment, and Dirt Sports World, your voice for off-road, here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Virtual off-road racing is brought to you by Sparco, Lawrence Equipment, Dirt Sports World. This is virtual off-road racing. And we are back here for the virtual off-road racing series here on Racecraft TV. The 5-minute warm-up is going on right now, and all the cars are back out onto track right now. And, you know, 3 minutes left in this warm-up. Everyone get to adjust to the adjusted track state right now. You can start seeing that line starting to form up. And our finale, halfway through it, we will have a competition caution. So that's going to allow some of our drivers to get another chance to advance.
Definitely that move up through the field, get about halfway, and then try to do it again after that competition caution. But getting the track position the entire race should be the name of the game as you move through.
And it's very cool in these warm-ups, see all the different lines everyone's taking, or to extend that blue groove you're starting to see, starting to form up right there. Josh Edmondson favoring that outside line, not wanting to get onto those whoops, and he's just riding that upper berm right there. And well, parking the car,
out for the
finding everything out, and well, I gotta be honest, it's finals time. I hope you studied.
Oh man, don't say that. You freak me out.
As somebody who's graduated college a year ago, yeah, I don't have to worry about this anymore.
Just graduated high school, bro.
Hey-o. Cameron Peterson starting up on pole, followed by James Ambrosius. Josh Edmondson in third place. Behind them, it's Connor Parise, the Jim Beaver Esports squad, looking very nice up there in 1, 3rd, and 4th. They're going to try to go for another 1, 2, 3. Followed by Keaton Swain, Cole Ashlock, Gary Green, Felix Waugh, Brandon Sharamonte, Nick Nowak, and Jack Bucher, followed by Bryce Semino. Right behind them is Mikey Lawrence, Zach Drapkin, Trevor Teal made it to the finale. And at the end, it is Nathan Metoxin at the end of this 16 full car grid here for the I almost said virtual off-road racing series. It's the finale, and it's time to go racing 22 laps here at Wild Horse.
This is gonna be a very interesting race, very stacked too. This is the most cars we've had on the thing. Oh, look at that! Look at that beautiful drift.
Oh, they're just getting a
yeah. And some more dirt on that area over there. Might be a line for later, you know. Gotta prep it.
Well, the finale is getting ready to go. They're all bunching up in that final corner under command by Cameron Peterson. James Ambrosius on the outside. They're waiting for Cameron's call to go green, and it's green, green, green here at Wild Horse Pass on Racecraft TV for the virtual off-road series, and the Jim Beaver Esports cars have made contact.
They're still stacking up. Looking at these drivers trying to just scramble to get around. There's not a lot of room on this track or any of these tracks.
Cole Ashlock made contact with Connor Parise. Connor Parise is losing. No, wait, no, that's Josh Edmondson behind Parise. Cole Ashlock is holding out Josh Edmondson right there. Edmondson going up onto the inside. We got a truck upside down. That's Nick Nowak.
Oh, Nowak is struggling. Oh, and Trevor
what is
Teal
happening? Lawrence! Trevor Teal got hooked right there by Brendan Sharamonte. Chaos is happening right now, so we got a truck upside down. That's Felix Waugh. Waugh is in the fence.
This is definitely time to just try to survive for a few laps.
Oh, he's hit the camera on the inside.
Oh. And just had no momentum to stop him into the fence.
Oh my goodness, absolute calamity right there for Trevor Teal and Felix Waugh right now. Well, Waugh is probably off in the worst part, being in the pits. Josh Edmondson is probably, this is the worst start he's ever had in any series. Usually just staying up in the top 2 throughout the entire race, but now he's down into 5th and he's sniffing on the butt of Cole Ashlock, sending it up the inside into the hairpin. Big Senderuni right there, and getting all the body out there, getting the elbows out too. It might have thrown a haymaker or two out there, but now he's back behind Connor Parise, and Ashlock turns Edmondson, and Edmondson is stuck.
He's now stuck. Oh, he's getting out though. He found a way.
He's like a bull in a cage, and he wants to give somebody the horns right there. Look at this replay. Cole Ashlock just buries the end of Josh Evans. Says, you're going to elbow me out of the corner. I'm going to freaking turn you into next.
Tough luck for Josh. That definitely hurt his race
and his championship hopes, too.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Connor and Josh in control of the championship now as Connor Parise. Yeah, Ashlock. Yeah, look at this. Ashlock around the outside of Zach Drapkin. Up into fourth, just like his number. And his next car is another Jim Beaver Esports car. Cole Ashlock is on a mission here today.
Yeah, definitely on a mission. I'll definitely agree with that, but Drapkin's not giving up.
Oh, look at
that.
This.
Taking the inside slide job. Almost, but
he's giving Cole the room. Cole landed on the berm, though. Cole is wild. Oh, but he stalled it out right there. That's not good for his overall speed. Want to carry the momentum through there. Cole Ashlock and Zach Drapkin, very two big movers. Zachary Drapkin up 10 spots from this start.
A little sideways off the jump. Got it pretty straightened out, though, but now Cole Ashlock's got some work to do, but Zachary Drapkin up 10 positions, that's just insane, especially at this sport.
Absolutely nutty for Zach Drapkin as he leads out Ashlock and Gary Green. Cole Ashlock going so far to the right that he almost went into the pit lane.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That pit lane straight is pretty
it's pretty narrow.
Pretty narrow, but it's also flat. Faster.
Absolutely. Speaking of faster, somebody who's usually faster than everybody else is Josh Evison, and he's behind the 24 of Bucher. He's trying to go around the outside. Here we go for the switchback.
Right, now, can he make it around this corner? He might have to do that switchback like you said.
Boop. He's got his nose up onto the inside, going for that very right side. That right side is very worn in right there. Here goes Edmondson. He's got his nose ahead around the outside. Josh Edmondson up into 8th place. What a move. Oh, but he's cased the jump. But somehow he saved it.
Good save, but definitely giving an opportunity to the 24 of Jack Bruker. Into the inside. Can he make it stick?
Edmondson is just carrying that speed around the outside, unable for anyone to really make up that speed and momentum you're getting onto the outside unless you attach 4 more wheels onto that car and give it 8-wheel drive. And Bucher taking a very advantageous line all the way to the left of the berm. That is very desperate. We might see that come out in the final lap. As let's move up, we got a battle for 6th place right there between Keaton Swain and Gary Green.
Yeah, Keaton Swain definitely looking towards that inside, but looks like he does have the speed to get by.
Oh, look at this!
Starts to wear it down.
Here comes
this
Swain.
Is going to be a very interesting.
Look at Swain! Give them a slide job. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. I'll be expecting that later.
Yeah, I'll mail it to you.
You can just PayPal me.
Okay.
Gary Green and Keaton Swain. Nose to tail right now. What a fight they've been having. But remember, in 2 laps, they're going to be re-racked and restacked for our competition caution. And I can believe that some drivers are looking to make up more moves than not. Somebody is in the pits. That's Trevor Teal for straight up second. I thought I saw him in the pit lane just moving around. I'm not the only one who saw that, right?
I'm afraid you are, Austin.
Guess I'm going crazy.
They're slowing down.
And here is that competition caution. All right, now we turn on the relaxing music and breathe. Everyone with me? Breathe in.
Breathe.
And out. Man, what a first half of this race. Cameron Peterson sitting up top as the driver-led caution is going to a driver-led red flag as Felix Waugh is getting his lap back to catch up. Peterson, Ambrosius, Connor Parise, Zach Drapkin up 10 spots, followed by Cole Ashlock, Keaton Swain, Gary Green, Josh Edmondson, Jack Bucher, Brandon Sharamonte, Bryce Semino, Nick Nowak, Mikey Lawrence, Nathan Mexon, and Felix Waugh with Trevor Teal at the end of the grid. But I believe Felix Waugh will not be coming back onto the track at the end, and will be finishing this race down to 16th. But he did get his goal of finishing in the finale. So that is a big accomplishment for him. But as we looking at this field, who's the one that needs to really step up right now?
I think Keaton Swain has been on a roll, and I think he can do it. He definitely lost a few positions right off the bat, and then the other person, Josh Edmondson, he's always someone to look out for.
Yeah, he had a horrible start, absolutely horrendous, as they're all lined up. Let's see if Cameron Peterson can hold everybody off, and if we can see some Josh Edmondson magic right now as we go back to green here at Wild Horse. Past Cameron Pearson, James Ambrosius, and Connor Parise. Very clean start from everybody right behind. And Josh Edmondson is on the back of Garrett Green. Have a little bit of a fight right there. Big pile up. Keaton Swain's on his roof. Josh Edmondson's made it underway. Garrett Green somehow, but Edmondson's in the wall. Edmondson's in the wall. He's on the other side of the track. Chaos, cars, carnage, absolute calamity here at Wild Horse Pass. Let's take a just look at that again. The first car around, that's James Ambrosius.
Look at that beautiful avoidance, and then just lands right on. Oh no.
Yeah, look, Mikey Lawrence, look at this. He just sees Keaton Swain right there, goes around it, and Ambrosius is just ahead of him. He has to catch through there, and that's how the 19 got flipped over. And oh my gosh, what did we just witness? Cameron Peterson in the lead, Cole Ashlock in second, followed by Zach Drapkin and Gary Green, Brandon Sharamonte, and Connor Parise, the first Jim Beaver esports car. Edmondson's down in 10th.
Edmondson's definitely deep in the field now. It's gonna.
You don't even recognize this car. That thing is beat up more than a Baja buggy.
That is a Baja buggy. That's what it looks like, at least.
Well, it is a Baja buggy. These trucks do race in Baja going on over the weekend right now. We have one car in the pits. That is Bryce Semino. He's coming out there as Edmondson gets into 9th place. But we got a fight for second between Zach Drapkin and Cole Ashlock. Ashlock to Zach.
Big pivot.
Oh, two real-life drivers going at it with each other. Zach Drapkin driving the 56 red line, oil machine in real life. And Ashlock stalls out on the turn. And Zach Drapkin, up 12 spots today, is sitting in second.
See if Zach Drapkin can actually make his way up even further.
Oh, and he's hit the berm, and he's in the wall. Oh my goodness.
1, 2, 3, 4 spots.
The fairy tale story for Zach Drapkin. Everything good must come to an end. He's going to have to do all that work again as he's behind Brandon Sharamonte.
Zach Drapkin just doesn't have much going for him in this race. His luck is just not on his side today. Definitely when he needs it the most, too.
Well, he's made up that move on Sharamonte right there. Just got all the momentum out there. And it's a big pack right behind him. Connor Parise and Sharamonte nose to tail right there. Parise going way wide off the jump. Almost getting a little bit of contact right there. There's the 91 of Felix Waugh right behind him. And Waugh, after a very, hard race so far, he's had very good results getting out of the pit lane. And he's up the inside of Parise. Parise on the inside of Waugh. You want to be on the inside of this turn, though, as it gives you the best line to go to the right. Here goes Waugh to the right. He's using all the track. And they jump off that final burn. Wall's looking
He'll
down
do it
the
again
inside.
right here.
He's hitting the curb. He's trying to go for the slide jump on Paris. But Connor Paris around the outside. Up into 6th place. But Wall's cutting it close. He's going to do the slide jump on Paris.
Little bump over the jump, setting him a little further than he might have wanted.
Oh my
Here comes Paris
goodness.
for the slide.
He's going all the way out to New Mexico with that line.
Yeah, but look at this. He pinched the corner. He might have to go wide again. Sure enough,
The fight,
Paris might be looking for another spot.
and the
Oh,
fight
yeah,
for second. Garrett Green and Ashlock Green around the outside of that final turn. But Cole Ashlock's right there. The Unkind Esports machine. Looking on that outside line. Cole Ashlock onto the inside. Ashlock hooking the curb, trying to perform the slide down. It's not going to work. The 920 Unkind Esports machine sits in 2nd place with Gary Green.
Cameron Peterson is loving these battles in the back, definitely slowing down every person that's in a battle, but also opening that gap up. To
Oh, and they touch!
seconds.
Ashlock and Gary Green have touched! They make contact. Gary Green comes across the track and hits the 73. Gary Green is stuck sideways. And he tangles with the 91 of Felix Waugh. Comes across the track and he tangles with another car, Nick Nowak.
Just running into a bunch of cars there. That was a little bit of chaos, but Ashlock did
He
a
turned
move that
him.
we've seen.
He did
Yeah,
bump
we've
him.
seen that
Ashlock has
already
been
once again.
Ashlock is being very aggressive here. He might be getting penalized for some of these moves here, even if it was on the series admin. But, oh, man, Ashlock up the inside of Sharamonte, getting all the doors and bumpers removed from his car. Sharamonte's, though, is keeping it alive in 3rd. Zach Drafkin back into 2nd place. 2 laps to go here at Wild Horse. So let me tell you, this race is certainly being wild.
And Zach Drapkin, definitely a little bit of a comeback story already, starting from so deep in the field because of internet issues. Definitely is a
12
tough one.
spots.
Now he's up 12 spots in 2nd, and
In 2nd.
not far off of the pace of Cameron.
Well, he certainly is not. Cameron Peterson, world record holder in everything. To Pro 2 and short course. Josh Emerson, co-record holder in everything else. But his teammate, Connor Paris, though, holding his own out here with everybody. He just got passed by... Oh, as I soon say that, commentator cursed Connor Paris, and I think Jim Beaver is going to find me out in the alley and beat me up or something.
Hey, every time we commentate for another one,
Yeah, final lap, checker flag, and Cameron Peterson walks away with a win again. Another win in a row for Cameron Peterson. I did not get your name wrong, I swear. Cameron Peterson comes home with a win. Zachary Drapkin comes home in 2nd place, followed by Brady Sharamonte, Cole Ashlock, Jack Bucher, and Josh Emerson. This is going to be a race he wants to forget. Followed by Felix Waugh, Connor Paris, Mikey Lawrence, Nick Nowak, Gary Green, and Nathan Metoxen in 12th place. Followed by Bryce Semino as he comes across the line. James Ambrosius, Keaton Swain, and Trevor Teal have retired from the race. But let's take a look at our race winner of Cameron Peterson.
definitely a performance he put on today, winning his heats and winning his main. So, definitely a good day for Cameron.
As we see our results again, the 48 of Jim Beaver Esports sitting up top, and they're going to give us a little bit of a pose up here. Not the cleanest pose, I must say, with Drapkin locking up the braces a little bit. And, yeah, they've rehearsed this, definitely. Oh, no, watch out. Here comes Waugh.
Teal.
That
Teal?
No, that was Nathan Metoxen.
Was it?
That was Metoxen.
For sure that was Teal.
That was Metoxen.
It was a black car.
It said Metoxen on his bar. Don't fight me. I will win. Cameron Peterson takes the win, followed by Zachary Jacket, Brady Sharamonte, Cole Ashlock, Jack Bucher, Josh Emerson, Felix Waugh, Connor Paris, Mikey Lawrence, Nick Nowak, Gary Green, Nathan Metoxen, Bryce Semino, James Ambrosius, Keaton Swain, and Trevor Teal at the end of this 16-car finale What a race we saw here today.
Yeah, I can confirm that was Teal.
That was Teal?
That was Teal. I'll fight you on this.
I don't... Was it Teal?
Yeah.
No. Teal. No. Yep, there's the white flag as we watch this right now. Trevor Teal getting one more lap in. And, well, we do have our drivers waiting for us right now. Let's bring in our third place of Braden Sharamonte. Braden, how's that race? Third place, and this is probably the most wild race you've ever had in the virtual off-road racing series.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. The first lap got into some contact, which we had to go to the back, but made our way back up. Me and Zach caught each other, and we kind of just worked together and got up here. And then second and third had some problems, so we got up. Me and Zach went second and third for the team. So it was, yeah, great, awesome race.
It certainly looked like the most amazing race you could have had. You were up, you were down, then you fought your way back up. What is it about Wild Horse Pass that just brings out just complete chaos in everybody?
It's just because it's so tight. If it was a little bit wider, it'd probably help out, and then the blue groove is what makes it really challenging at the end. But if you're just super smooth and you make it to the end, it usually works out good.
Well, it certainly worked out perfectly for you right there. We're watching your replay at the start. You landed on top the 920 of Gary Green, and then that hairpin, just nowhere to go for you.
Yeah, I was trying to go wide and then kind of got a little loose and then aimed down and hit, I think it was, I'm not sure who it was, but yeah. And then finally got back going and then just started being super smooth and got our way back up.
Well, it's an amazing result for you. You're on the podium, and well, it's your time to shine. Gonna be looking forward to seeing you up in the future in the next round of the Virtual Off-Road Racing Series. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, big thanks to Zach, my teammate, Ambush, Aimroteka, RTL, CSD, Impact, Walker Evans, SDG, everybody else. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be proud of you after that performance. Thank you for joining us, and you have yourself a good afternoon, man.
You too. Thank you.
And standing by with Peyton Hill, it is Zachary Trap Attack Trapkin.
Hey, Zach, how you doing after that race?
Well, let me just say that I'm pretty stoked. The start of the race was the start of the night was kind of a bummer after getting Wi-Fi'd out of the heat race and then barely making the LCQ. It just feels good to be in the main, and then first off, just coming out with a podium is even bigger. So
Yeah, starting with the Wi-Fi, was it just a little glitch? A little Wi-Fi, just cut out a little bit?
I don't know. I've never had it go from right to or left to right. It usually goes from it goes it goes to the left to the right. Usually it always goes right to the left, but it fully went red and then I disappeared. And then I saw everybody else disappear. I tried to finish the race just to see where I was going to be at, and then it disconnected me. And then I got disconnected at Discord. I don't know what happened, but
Oh, we were confused. I do believe you were running second at that time too.
I was right behind James, I believe. So
Yeah, good heat race in the beginning, but tough luck on the Wi-Fi. But then starting that deep in the LCQ and in the main, and then trying to drive your way through all the craziness and the wrecks. Any moment that stood out to you that you avoided?
Oh yeah, going into on third lap, I'm pretty sure it was going into turn 2. All the guys are kind of, I'm not gonna call them out, but they're kind of chickens. They're not going to the whoop section. So me and Braden built a tune just to go through the whoops. All these guys keep on going to the right, so we set up on the outside and blitz the whoops, and that's where we were making our spots. I feel that was my highlight of the race, is being able to blitz through the guys that were going to the far right in the moguls. So it just felt good to finally get our grip here and catch up. So
Oh, congratulations on the second place. Before I let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
oh yeah, I gotta thank my buddy Braden Chermonte, the one that got third. He kicked it this race, and he put in so much time building a tune. We worked pretty much all week on this thing, and it definitely paid off with a 2 and a 3. So, but I got to thank my whole sponsors: Red Lionel, FabTech, Sign Pros, Signature Repellers, AG Sand Cars, Competitive Edge Performance, Weddle Industries, McMullen Transaxle, Perfect Motorsports, Skydive Elsinore, Adam Grinder for getting these tires to hook up in this game, 92 Designs, my whole Ambush Esports team. Like I said, Braden was a big part of this. Being the team on the box is awesome, especially for him getting his first podium in the Pro 2. It just means so much as being the team owner of Ambush Esports and seeing both of us be able to get up here, and it's just awesome. It's so cool just to be up here with him and Cam.
Congratulations. Back to
Yeah.
you, Austin.
Yeah, Zach Drapkin with some big words about the other drivers needing to take it over to the whips. We're going to find out if that might come into play in the future. But Drapkin, amazing performance, up 12 spots. And I hope you have a amazing night. As let's bring it over to Cameron Peterson, our race winner. Cam, another race, another victory in the books. But this one behind you was more like a massive World War III behind you, and up in front it was pretty much daisies and roses out there. How was that race for you?
Yeah, it's always good to see clean air at Wild Horse. You really can't control what goes on around you, and Wild Horse being such a tight track, you can get turned on your lid pretty easily. You can get a fender ripped off, end your race entirely. So, and that happened to a few guys, unfortunately. I saw there's a lot of hard luck here today. It's just a difficult track combination with these Pro 2s, especially after that competition caution. People and even myself get thrown for a loop because it seems like the track all of a sudden is worn out twice as much as just before the comp caution. So it's extremely difficult for sure. Happy to get out in front for the qualifying and heat, and just kind of run my own lines and just worry about myself rather than others, and that's what got me on top today.
It was a perfect race from you. We saw a evolution of drivers favoring the right side of the whoop section. Usually, as of last season, I can recall, people just blitz through there as Zachary Drapkin was talking to us. But he said the drivers going to the right of the whoops are, quote, chickens. Do you have anything to say about that?
It's definitely the safer line, but I try to take the quicker line if I can. And from my testing and what I like, how my truck handles, it handles taking the right side a lot better than taking the whoops. I think the whoops is taken, it's not easy, so hats off to them for taking it. That's for sure. But for me, I think taking to the right's just quicker. So I guess that's all I have to say about that.
You could have also just said scoreboard and just left it at that.
I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Well, it was a amazing race from you. You finished once again up on the top step of the podium. Very hard race for the rest of the Jim Beaver Esports squad as just chaos erupted behind them for Connor and Josh. But hey, Jim Beaver's still staying up on top with you. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
First and foremost, you guys for putting the broadcast on, and Josh of Racecraft TV for organizing all this. It's always look forward to watching the broadcast back, and it's quite a privilege for my friends and family to go back and watch this or watch it live for that matter. So that's pretty cool. Thanks to you guys. To Josh for putting on the league itself. He puts, he doesn't always have the finish that he wants to, and but he still comes back the next week, organizes everything. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and hats off to him for sure. I'm actually using his setup here as well. I asked for his setup about 10 minutes before qualifying started, and he couldn't find anything that I could get comfortable with. So he threw me a set, and thankfully it works. So hats off to him and everyone else on the Jim Beaver Esports team. General Tire, but fistful of bourbon. Winners get whiskey. Polaris Razor, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, GSP XTV axles, Gibson Performance exhaust, Cronus, Sand Racing Fabrication, and Chris Leone's Motorsport Drop, and everyone watching right now.
Well, thank you, Cam, for putting on a great show for all of us and showing up week in and week out at the front of the field. It's always a pleasure to have you here. You have a great night.
Thanks, Austin. You too.
All right, let's bring it over to Peyton for some final thoughts about the race. Peyton, a wild day for sure here at Wild Horse Pass. Another wild race in the books for the Virtual Off-Road Racing Pro 2 Championship. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, those with how fast these guys were going with these very hard to control cars. I've tried these cars; they're definitely difficult. Congrats to them for even getting it around the track, and especially at this track, it's very tight. So, wow, just wow. That's all I can say.
Wow, indeed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here for another amazing round of the Virtual Off-Road Pro 2 Championship here on Racecraft TV, presented by Sparco, Lawrence Equipment, and Dirt Sports World, your voice for off-road. I've been joined by Peyton Hill. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.